Gasoline was $1.87. That was a year ago. And now it's, I guess, just hit $7.50 in California, the rest to follow. And I predicted this.
He predicted that the gas would be $7.50. Now there's only one reaction. Let's just get over it. This is the reaction. I mean, it's one banana, Michael. What could it cost? $10? Like, it is just, you don't have any idea. Any idea, Brett. Now I know this is the happiest you've ever been, so let's go.
I mean, it is so rewarding to witness this, because Donald Trump professes himself to be this like man of the people, but he has always already been in everyone's mind an ivory tower dwelling troll.
Yep.
And to sit there with a straight face, I just need to call out people who are going to believe this for a second because he said it. Because there will be people out there who are watching that video and live in places where, gas prices are $2.50, $3, right? And they think that because they're $4.50, $4.75 in California, that they must be $7 because it's expensive. You guys need to understand that Trump is an elitist who hasn't ever cared about you, won't ever cared about you. He'll pay you lip service, but he's never going to make any policies that benefit you whatsoever, because he never understood you and he never will.
Yeah, two indisputable facts: that and that there is always money in the banana stand. That's what you need to know. Okay, that's it. Anyway, yeah, no, he totally is. And by the way, it's wrong. Oh, by the way, like the comparison to Lucille Bluth. Like with the banana, there aren't signs on the road with the current market value of bananas. Like you go anywhere, it tells you what the gas price is. So I think Lucille Bluth is the victim in this comparison. But anyway, what he said is not technically 100% wrong. It's just wrong. The only gas station in the remote Central Coast community of Gorda is selling regular unleaded for $7.59 a gallon. So yes, it is true. There was one gas station in the entire country that had it for $7.59. Now, you might think, well, obviously that's not representative, but still it's technically true. You just have to go with whatever the highest gas price is. Well, are you sure about that? Because back in 2019, July, there was a gas station in Salinas, California selling for $11.75, and that was under Trump. So I guess the average gas price under Trump was higher. And by the way, the other end of what he said, that it was $181 just last year, is technically true. Bring up this chart, okay? So this is the overall, and obviously it's an average across the entire country, across a month. If you go, you might see a dip where it is about 180. That is in February of 2020. Do you know what February 2020 was? Before the pandemic, and it's been going up ever since. And it was only that price very briefly. You can see that regularly the average was quite a bit higher. And no, it's not $7.50. And so like, is it just lying, Brett? Does he not know? Is he ignorant and lying?
Yeah, he wants to feel good and he wants to talk trash about Biden, and it's incumbent upon everyone to point out when he's lying. Like, this is what's so crazy. George H.W. Bush in the 90s, when he was running against Clinton, once said he was amazed by a grocery scanner.
Yeah.
Right. And that turned into a similar moment where afterwards everybody was like, oh my God, this guy is so out of touch. He doesn't know how to buy groceries. That moment when he was amazed by what turned out to be like a grocery scanner that was like slightly different than a normal grocery scanner turned into a major scandal. This probably won't, and it should, because this reveals that he is completely out of touch with what faces most Americans, and every reason why is telling, because it's either that he never drives himself, or he's in New York City all the time, and he never has to access the things that real people have to access. He's your bubble president, and he sucks.
Yeah, 100%. He has not been in a grocery store since the 70s, maybe. And by the way, I'm not just talking about that he doesn't know the price of things. He said, remember, this is a couple years ago, if you want to go out and buy groceries, you need identification.
Yeah.
What are you talking about, you madman? He has no idea what life is like outside of his golden tower. But he's not the only one. Market Watch eventually had to delete a tweet that said average Americans are paying as much as $100 to $200 for a single concert ticket, $90 for a bottle of wine, and $5 a gallon for gas. That was not true, and they did take it down. $100 to $200 for a single concert ticket. I don't know. I don't go to concerts. That doesn't seem that unreasonable. It's not $5 a gallon for gas on average. $90 for a bottle of wine.
So great.
What are you talking about, you psychos?
Yeah, average.
It's just clickbait. Average.
Average.
I mean, half of us buy 120 minimum. Look, to get the 90 stuff, you have to go down to the bottom shelf, I guess. The 120 is at eye level. What are you talking about?
Average Americans stationed in Antarctica. $90 for a bottle of wine is so much money for a bottle of wine.
Yeah, it's like Market Watch polled Chrissy Teigen's household, and on average, it's about $90 a bottle.
My favorite thing is you turning on Chrissy Teigen. Oh, that's my favorite thing. It's my favorite thing.
Chrissy Teigen. I think she's clever on Twitter. I don't understand why she followed me and then unfollowed me. I want to know what I said about Bernie that made her unfollow me. But anyway,
so happy.
And I'm sure that it does. No, look, the thing is, we're surrounded by people in politics and in media that have no idea what it's like to even live. And there was some great commentary after this. Shemak tweeted, average Americans are spending up to $1 billion for flights on their own rockets. With a little picture of Jeff Bezos there. We have the tweet perhaps. Anyway, but here's the thing. They will make the story about inflation because it is beneficial to them to do so. It is being used to perhaps stall the infrastructure bill. Meanwhile, there's so many new billionaires that private jets are in short supply. It's tough to get a mansion these days. Super yachts are rare. Bring me a boat tomorrow inside the pandemic yacht boom. But meanwhile, you can barely afford your $90 bottle of wine.
And that's it.
Just all fake.
And that's what John was saying earlier. I've identified these patterns, and maybe we should look at maybe remedying them, because there's a difference between being successful and affluent and then being able to have so many people demanding private jets that it becomes a problem, right? That it becomes a problem because our tax code is off from where it was back when everyone who says make America great again thought America was great. During that time period that MAGA people are talking about, the tax code was a lot fairer. The marginal tax rate was way higher. And we're trying to maybe get back to that because it took place in that time between when there were robber barons then and there are robber barons now. That's all we're saying.
Seems fair.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.